In today's garden rescue, Charlie takes on Chris. Their challenge is to create a classic Mediterranean space to rekindle holiday memories.
This is Maurice and Emily from Bristol. They're not in Bristol in this photo, I'm sure. It looks like they're somewhere in the Med.
Their garden at the moment, typical new build, rectangle, lawn, paving. There's not much going on in there.
Welcome to our garden. We'd really like someone to really help us with our garden. We're really not sure kind of what to do with it.
It looks long and narrow, although it doesn't look that huge, I have to say.
It's very much a blank canvas at the moment, so we really need you guys to bring some life to it for us.
Yeah, it is a blank canvas. It really needs livening up. There's no planting in there at all.
For us, the biggest issue is the lawn. A bit like a kind of unloved rugby pitch, shall we say?
Yeah, there's very patchy lawn. Leaves a lot to be desired, to be honest.
We've tried everything.
Yeah, we have.
We've tried feed, we've tried watering it.
And also, we find that the grass is kind of very uneven, feels quite kind of...
Bumpy and...
unsteady, yeah, and there's a definite slope. I'm sure you can see from the fence panels that there's a definite slope.
There is a big slope, and that path to the back gate is very ugly.
You look at it and it's just very uninviting, we would say. There's no kind of real space for us to enjoy it. We find that, particularly because the sun kind of leaves the patio this end, that we're kind of left with nothing.
OK, so I've got a feel for the garden as it is. Not very exciting, but what do they want in it?
For us, our main kind of dreams and aspirations for the garden really are kind of, we want to have that kind of reminiscent of Mediterranean. We've been on a few holidays and we absolutely loved Croatia.
They want it to look classical, elegant, Mediterranean, and they love travelling.
As you can see on our patio, we particularly like terracotta pots for a more Mediterranean feel.
Lots of lovely terracotta pots with herbs.
I bought Emily these olive trees for her 30th birthday to try and get that sense of summer.
Can definitely use those olives to try and pull in that Mediterranean vibe that they like.
We want a kind of social space that friends and family can enjoy with us.
Yeah, definitely.
In the past, we've tried and it's a bit like, ooh, feels a bit awkward, don't know where to put them.
I need to think about how we can make the space inviting for them, have friends and other people over.
It's not a very kind of social space to invite people around, really, is it?
No, not at all.
Budget's 2,500, so not huge, but then the garden's not big.
I'm going to really need to think about the details in this garden to maximise the budget.
Just
terrible.
At a loss. I think in terms of the design that we're looking for, it's quite simple, quite kind of understated, which hopefully the budget will be OK for.
I think this one could end up looking really sweet.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to designing this one.
Please come and rescue our garden.
Back in Bristol, Emily and Maurice have been sent the designer's pitches.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Here we go, Maurice. Emily, you were after what I would call a quintessential Mediterranean garden, dividing the garden up into rooms, but all on quite a small budget. But I think I might have done that for you in the design.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I like the colours.
It looks so colourful.
This is your Mediterranean modern garden. I've designed this to give you a garden that's broken into different rooms for entertaining, relaxing, and it's something you can really be proud of to show your friends.
Lovely, love the room idea. Definitely a different vibe to Charlie's, I think.
Both designers have been paying close attention and are offering gardens divided up into different Mediterranean zones. So how are they tackling the area nearest the house?
So to stretch the budget, I'm reusing your paving, but in a different way.
So that helps the budget by reusing the paving, that's for sure.
It does, it does.
I've designed the garden on diagonals to make the garden seem much wider.
The diagonal is amazing because it makes it look so much bigger than it actually is.
The patio is sort of half a diamond shape, so it's a much more usable space. I've got bound gravel running a path up to the back of the garden, so you can arrange your terracotta pots on it, so it won't mark the paving, but they'll also drain properly.
Oh, lovely pots, lovely.
And then we've got these stepping stones that lead up to the back of the garden. I've got a lavender hedge along here, so when you're sat down outside your patio doors, that scent will waft into the house. And in this planting here, I've got a feature shrub It's called a calicanthus, and it's a gorgeous scented shrub, almost like a magnolia.
A lot more inviting than it is at the moment.
Charlie's twisted her design 45 degrees to elongate the garden, reusing the old pavers to create a new patio and path leading to the next garden room. Can Chris top that?
Starting from the patio doors, we work our way out onto a terrace that's using the existing pavers that you've got,
Reusing the slabs, great.
but we're lifting them up and setting some of them amongst gravel, pots on some of them, showing off that olive tree that you've got and the terracotta pots.
Oh,
Yeah, fair play.
lovely.
And there'll be plants emerging through them, lavenders, so as you brush through, you get scents and textures all around you.
Oh, lovely. Very
Yeah, those
Mediterranean.
herbs, yeah, coming through.
Chris is also reusing the paving stones, creating a formal terrace surrounded by Mediterranean-inspired planters. So what are Charlie's thoughts for the middle of the garden?
Because this space here is like a multi-purpose area. If you were having a big party, then there's enough space there to get the barbecue or a fire bowl here. But also, it's a practical space as well as being another room.
Does look a really kind of sociable.
It does, yeah.
Space.
You could definitely use this, I think.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And it's surrounded by these rendered walls that are sat just at perch height. White rendered walls capped with terracotta tiles. And then they've got these feature screens on them just to add a little bit more height to your garden.
That's nice because it really does frame the area.
Charlie's going for a traditional Mediterranean-style entertaining space, enclosed by low walls with terracotta tiles. What's Chris got up his sleeve to beat this?
To really help get that feel that you're changing from one area into another, I've decided to use pebbles set in the ground here to give you a really nice tactile feeling underfoot.
So pretty. I would never have thought of that.
In this second room of the garden, this is your lawn area with some simple stepping stones going through it. These will just give you a way to get across without damaging the lawn, but there's still plenty of space so you can have a lie down and relax in the sun around it. And this is also the start of what really frames the garden, the Italian pencil cypresses.
Oh, lovely.
They help to add height and drama to the garden with their evergreen presence, and clipped hedges as well, denoting the new room at the end.
That is nice, isn't it?
Because I want to use paving slabs with some pebbles inset in the middle and then a feature terracotta urn.
Terracotta pot, lovely.
And then either side of this space is going to be white rendered walls with slats on top to form bench seating.
That's nice. Very, very modern,
is.
isn't it? The rendered
Yeah.
walls.
Chris is turning the middle zone into a formal lawn with paving stones leading to a sleek, entertaining area at the end of the garden. Can Charlie pull anything else out of the bag?
This leads up to the deck. That's set at the same level as the paving, so there's no step up onto it.
Oh, so much better levelling that off. Oh, my goodness.
Again, we've got another rendered wall that runs round the back with these feature screens. So this is modern timber laths, and then they've got these wrought iron metalwork, so you can see the plants through the screen and then have climbers coming up over the top.
Hiding the ugly bits, that's nice.
Charlie's going for the win with her final garden room that provides a sheltered deck with traditional Mediterranean touches. So what's Chris's vision for the planting?
So planting-wise, from the top of the garden, obviously we've got those pencil cypresses framing the view down, and then to break the garden up, we have clipped hedges that are going to almost act as walls and give you that structure that you need. In amongst those are going to be typical Mediterranean plants to give you all those scents and oils that they release.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I really like that.
Coming down into the paved area at the bottom, that's where you're going to have some more of your herbs and thymes, and it will really look like you're on holiday.
Oh, that is very Mediterranean, isn't it? Coming
It
out of the
is.
gravel.
It is.
So star jasmine, which has got this lovely, simple white flower, and then grapevine with these big leaves, and of course the grapes.
I feel like she's really hit the Mediterranean here.
And this area up here, the seating area on the deck, is surrounded by aromatic plants, those traditional Mediterranean plants, things like lavender, rosemary. So when you're sat there and it's sunny, you're going to get all those gorgeous aromas wafting round.
Wow, lovely plants.
And just to add some height to this end of the garden, I've got these two pencil cypress that will give you the height without giving you any shade there.
That is so Mediterranean.
That looks very nice, doesn't it?
With that,
Thank you very much.
the pitches are over.
Gosh, that's going to be a tricky choice.
It's going to be a very hard choice.
Both designers are offering up vibrant Mediterranean themes. So do Emily and Maurice choose Charlie's 45-degree angled but traditional garden with its private deck? Or Chris's contemporary plan with its structured layout and formal seating area?
Here we go. Let's compare. Both of them have really tapped into the brief, haven't they?
They have, yeah. It's got this strong Mediterranean feel, which is what we wanted.
But I think in terms of Charlie's, I think what I really like is the diagonal aspect. I think we never would have thought of that. And
No.
I think with Chris's design, though, I think what's good is the rendered seating.
Yeah, the seating really does give us that space to
especially
to
in
the sun.
Yeah, and I think obviously with Charlie with the decking, but I think interesting they both had that aspect of having the gravel with the herbs in. I really don't know how we're going to choose because both of them, I think, really kind of tap into the design that we wanted.
Now it's all down to Emily and Maurice. Only one design can win.
So it was really tricky.
It was really tricky.
There was lots of kind of back and forth.
So after a long deliberation between the two of us, we've decided to go with Chris's design.
And I think with Chris's, perhaps the tipping over was the seating, which I think really, won us over, I think.
No.
It's a fantastic win for Chris.
Hello.
Oh, you beat me, darn it. Hey, but I have to say, we were both in the zone. We zoned our gardens, didn't we?
Works really well because you can see all of that space, so just to break it up, and I've loved your 45-degree angles.
Yeah, I was hoping that making the garden seem wider and bigger would make them choose mine.
Yeah.
Well. I know why they chose yours, though. Because
Why is
it's
that?
sort of very modern and cool, and whereas mine's a bit sort of frilly and fuddy-duddy.
Well, modern and cool, I'll take that. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Okay,
good.
whether the landscapers will be cool while we're doing the build is a different
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah?
Go on.
It's the day of the build in Bristol. And the landscaping team, led by project manager Ben, are geared up for the day ahead.
Ooh, okay, team. We have Emily and Maurice's garden here. Chris Design. They love the Mediterranean style and look, so that's what we're going for in this garden. Paving coming out of the doors. We then walk through some pebbles set in mortar, stepping stones going through the lawn. New lawn, I add, by the way, because this doesn't look very good at all.
The straw we've got on the floor here, yeah, looks like they've been haymaking.
The main feature of the garden is the top area. We've got some beautiful porcelain and 2 rendered seats. Small garden, but we got to crack on. Andy, could I get you straight on the block work? Very important we get
Yeah,
that
of course,
started
mate, yeah.
early straight away.
Yeah.
Lee, I need you to start thinking about those benches, how they're going on top of there.
Yep.
Paul, me and you are going to crack on with the paving area down here. Everyone know what they're doing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's get
James.
Except James. What would you like to do, sir?
I'm going to the beach.
Good stuff. Let's get cracking, boys.
And the first job is to lift all the old pavers that'll be recycled later.
The team is getting the slabs up straight away. James is now going to go on the turf cutter, and we can start prepping the areas for the 2 benches that we need to build. We need to get the footings in pretty quick, and then Andy can build the benches.
The team are on fire this morning, and with the sun-dried turf coming up in no time, Lee starts digging the footings for the benches, but the old soil isn't going to waste.
Because we're having the big bench seat here, it's going to be block work. This corner drops away significantly, so we're going to have to build it up. So rather than putting all the soil in the skip, I'll put a bit of a screen up here to retain it, and then we'll just put it all in here, and that's all I want it planted. So, there we go.
At the front of the house, a fragrant feast of Mediterranean plants has arrived.
Max, look at these.
Beauties, aren't they?
Oh, mate.
Tall enough?
Emily and Maurice are going to love this. Stunning, mate.
Back in the garden with the footings dug, the sub-base has been laid and the vibrating plate employed. And with all angles thoroughly checked,
That's bang on, like.
While you're in my neck of the woods,
Bristol boy Ben's got a few tips on speaking the local lingo.
ready for your Bristolian lesson?
Yeah.
So, as soon as the taxi driver drops you off, cheers drive. Girt like what, in it what, eh?
Ready? What?
Exactly. And anywhere, girt lush.
Who's good? Gert Lush.
Gert Lush.
Gert Lush. Gert Lush?
We'll learn you.
OK, James, fire away.
With the cement ready, the benches can be built up using breeze blocks that cost around £50. By the house, work also starts on the new patio.
Now we've got the existing paving. This area at the house, working our way up the garden.
Yep.
We're going to reuse these slabs.
Nice, yep.
We're going to create a random pattern, just going in and out, so we can have little planting pockets here and there.
Sounds good to me.
Excellent.
It isn't long before the benches are ready for the first coat of render, which will have to be perfectly smooth. And whilst Andy makes a start on the patio, at the front of the house, Ben's had a £160 delivery that's got him rather excited.
Oh, wow. Look at this. So, this is the Atlantis urn that Chris has chosen for his centerpiece. So this is going to go right in the middle of the seating area. And look at that. That's going to look fantastic.
The team are working flat out. The recycled patio's taking shape. The Mediterranean-inspired pebble pathway details are going down, and the seating area is getting paved with porcelain tiles that cost nearly £250.
The team have been doing fantastic. They've got the patio down already. Lee is cracking on with the pebbles. We need to get them in pretty soonish. And the porcelain area looks brilliant. It's taking shape. Looks wonderful.
Lush.
Which is good news, because Charlie and Chris are about to arrive.
So, today, we need to give Emily and Maurice a slice of sunny Mediterranean feels into their corner of Bristol so they can unwind.
Well, I'm really wound up and ready to go. So what duties am I on?
Well, because you've been a bit potty, I've got some pot-based jobs for you.
OK, yeah, because when you think Mediterranean gardens, you think lots of containers and that, and I know they had some lovely ones. They've got those olives.
They've got olives and they've got all these nice little terracotta pots, big ones, small ones. If you could make some sort of arrangement around their new patio area and spruce them all up, that'd be great.
And you're going to be?
So I am going to be taking the main feature pot in the second area of the garden and kind of little detail underneath it.
So we're all going to be a bit potty today.
There we are, come on.
Done well. So where are all the pots then?
I don't know. Anyone know?
Where are your pots gone, Ben?
We put them in the garage.
For safekeeping.
We did, yes.
I'm off to the garage.
See you later.
Wow, bit different. This is going to be the kind of main area that you come out the patio doors, the kind of terracotta pot zone. You can have a little morning coffee down here. It's going to be perfect. These are quite something. Good job on getting them in, Ben.
You're welcome, sir.
Then you step over this nice pebbled area, and the idea with that is to define these different rooms that we're making. So they're quite tactile underfoot, and you'll cross the stepping stones in this lawn area here. Now that will draw the eye straight down the garden to the feature seating area. This is kind of where it's all going on for them. So they're going to catch the afternoon sun, they can come and chill out after work with a glass of wine. They're going to have nice, bright, white rendered walls, feature pot in the middle. That's going to look seriously good. And I'm going to do a little pebble detail around there as well. Nice timber tops, and then amazing planting all around it. But we got loads to do, haven't we, Ben?
There is loads to do, yeah.
Wasting no time, Charlie's tracked down some of Emily's pots, and there's one that's immediately caught her eye.
Very spiky plant. Looks beautiful in a pot, but this is Yucca gloriosa variegata, and it's got really, really sharp points on it. So you've got to be careful when you're working around it. What I'll probably do is wrap it up in cling film, fold all the leaves up, and then that way it's a bit safer to work around.
And revamping all these Mediterranean pots
Right, Lee?
has given Charlie a refreshing idea.
on that terracotta sort of vibe in the gardens, very Mediterranean.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of converting this into a little miniature water feature. And then picking up on your lovely woodwork, I'd like to put a timber top on there.
Right.
And then I've got these little tiles. I thought we could tile
Around it.
round, yeah?
Yeah.
Not to make it complicated or anything.
Did you say about possibly putting a bottle of wine in it?
It's going to be a very small bottle of
Well, I
wine.
can always radius that out so it makes it very well fit in.
And then
It won't tip over.
It won't tip over because it's a terrible thing to knock over your bottle of wine.
Oh, heaven forbid.
You're not chilled out then, I'll tell you.
We'll make it work.
Right.
One way or another.
Back in the garden, Chris needs to check the positioning of the porcelain pavers that link the patio to the sun terrace at the end of the garden.
What do you reckon? Looking pretty good?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
4 you wanted?
4, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, double width,
Double width, yeah.
in line with the patio doors.
Exactly. It just make a nice step coming out and it just draws you through. And the good thing is it uses this paving, brings it down across the stepping stones and ties the whole garden together. It's perfect.
Happy with the positioning? The pavers are primed and then cemented into place. Meanwhile, out the front,
All the pots out of the garage.
Charlie's still sorting Emily's plethora of pots.
So they've got some really gorgeous ones, and they've got some really quite nice plants as well. What I would say is terracotta, it breathes, so it dries out very quickly. So sometimes you want to really think about the plants you're putting in. I mean, this Trackless spurnum is looking a bit distressed, I have to say, and it'll probably be happier in the ground and it will cover up the fences. So that gives me a spare pot. But also, this hosta's like sort of quite moist soil, and in the terracotta pot, and it's a small pot, they dry out much more quickly, so it's not very happy. But what I might do with that one is actually line the container so it holds more moisture. So I've got lots to work with.
Lee's been busy making the timber seats to top the rendered benches.
Oh, Lee, this is looking great.
Yeah, we're getting there now.
What it is, you have the straight runs in the middle, then on the outside, Lee's mitered the corners here, so it forms a picture frame around the actual bench seating itself. And what it does, you get nice, clean joints on the end, and it actually makes it a lot easier to secure the whole thing together, and it just looks neater overall. And you've even treated us today, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Homemade dowels as well.
Homemade dowels, yeah.
With a special tool on the drill.
Yeah.
So you won't see any joints in the end of there. It's just so when it's facing down to the house and you look up, it'll just like one clean bit of wood there. Nice little details that make a big difference. Perfect. I'll leave you to it.
Well, crack on.
Cheers, Lee.
I might need a hand, Lee.
It's time to tend to that yucca.
Oh, I've been bitten by these before.
Yeah. Well, I'll hold on to the vicious ends if you can just wrap.
Oh, I'll do
and
the
not
wrapping.
too tight, just enough to keep everything up. And that way it means I can get to the compost and the plant and go up. That's it. And you don't want to leave the plant long time like this, but for an hour or so, it'll be fine.
Once the sharp points are out of harm's way,
Much safer.
Charlie can tend to the yucca's roots.
Right, see if I can get this out. Oh, yeah, come on. So with perennials in containers, over time, the compost, all the nutrients get used up. So all you need to do is just tease off the old compost, like this, and don't throw that old compost away, because although there's not much left in the way of nutrients, it is also really good for top dressing soil underneath shrubs and things like that. Old compost. I think Chris wants as many containers as I can do. When you repot it, you want to make sure that once the compost is back in, that you've got a gap of about 2-3 centimetres, so that when you water it, the water stays in the container and doesn't spill out over the other side. We've got lots to do.
In the formal Mediterranean seating zone at the end of the garden, there's going to be more pebble inlay surrounding the feature stone pot, and Chris is keen to get started.
There we go, mate. There's a mix for you.
Yeah. So we'll just get that one down, float it out, and
Yeah.
we can just press them in.
Push them in, yeah.
Easy peasy.
Absolutely.
And best thing about pebbles Don't have to worry about getting them to levels, no straight lines, nice and easy.
Chris spent more than £60 on these pebbles, and he's rather taking to the job.
Level time. You just give it a firm push in so the mortar comes up around it, and once that's done, we'll do that little bit of a dusting on top to kind of give it that rustic feel. And soon enough, it'll be dry, and this whole space will be finished.
But not before Lee's finished his bench seats.
Oh, look at that. Nice now you got the sander on it.
Yeah, just finish it off.
Yeah.
And all I'm going to do now then is concrete fixings.
Yeah.
Straight into the blocks, 3 screws in each of these 3 planks. That's
Yeah.
to stop it moving.
Yeah.
Same again, we'll put some dowels in, sand it down,
Clean and tidy.
clean and tidy.
With that, the seat is screwed to the concrete below, but it's the details that really appeal.
I really like the overhang on this as well. And it's good because hopefully it will stop anything running down the white walls too much and staining it quite so much as if it was all flat.
Once the dowels are in, the first seat's finished. But Lee's also been busy for Charlie, making a wooden lid for her terracotta ice bucket planter.
So that's going to go in there. That's the reservoir. Then I've got a tiny, tiny little solar power pump, but it only works when the sun's out because it's not one that's got a battery backup. Then that bit will pop on there. Now, Lee has notched this out so the bottle of wine fits in like that, so it won't get knocked over. Then we're going to have that there, and the water will just run down and cool it. And then we'll have planters on there, and then picking up on the terracotta, a bit of detail with some tiles around the edge. So, and they can have this, Maurice and Emily can sit at the end of the garden where the sunshine is, keep their wine cool, and won't have to pop back to the kitchen.
And whilst Charlie adds the embellishments to her multifunction pot, in the garden, Chris is feeling optimistic.
The garden is actually kind of getting there now. So the stepping stones are all in, and the boxes hedges are going in to kind of make these 2 different rooms. There's going to be another set going in there. The benches, 1 top's on, 1 top still to go. Then the final coat of render is going to get onto those. I need a hand with these pebbles. Andy?
Hello.
I need us to double up on these pebbles because I'm going to be here all day else, so...
Yeah.
Come on.
Give you a hand.
Yeah, I'll give you a bag.
Yeah.
And you can have one side, I'll go the other.
And as they say, many hands make light work.
I'm leaving the big ones to you because you've got the mallet, all right?
Yeah.
And as the pebbles are finished, the second seat is also ready. And Charlie out front is back on Emily's pots.
Now this is Olea Europea, or to you and me, olive. They're very, very slow growing, so you're sometimes better off buying them more or less at the size you want. They do all right in the UK, need a bit of protection, and being here with all the houses around, they will be protected. One thing I would say is they really do not like their roots in wet soil. We're going to leave them in the containers so that the roots don't get too wet. As you can see, it's just starting to come into flower, and the flowers are on the tips of the stems. So if you keep trimming it round and around, you will cut those flowers off, so you won't get as many olives. Now, you'll get some olives, but just the odd 1 or 2. And they're not like the ones you get in the jar because they've been cured and processed. So it's really the novelty value of having a lovely blue-green evergreen in the garden that sort of reminds you of all your holidays in the Med.
The olive tree may be in good condition, but it still needs Charlie's magic touch.
Again, I'm going for a soil, well, a loam-based compost, which is what they would naturally be growing in. And I have to say, I am going to take this cane off because I don't think it's doing much. I think the tree's holding the cane up, to be honest.
Back in the garden, whilst the seats get their final coat of render, Chris is excited by an elegant conifer that's found across the Med.
So I'm just about to plant my Suppressor sempervirens. That's the Italian cypress tree. And what they can do for your garden at home is they can give you height and kind of architectural status in the garden without having a big tree like an oak or a beech that's going to create loads of shadow. So just getting them in, this is a good size, it's kind of just under 6 foot, and it just creates a kind of repeating pattern through the garden. So let's just pop it in. There we go. So these will grow quite quickly, and what can happen is sometimes the tops do get a little bit floppy. So a little trick you can do is you can just snip the top just a bit like that. It takes that floppiness away from it, but it will still keep growing in height, so you don't need to worry about it. It's not like if you're cutting the leader down here, it'll still go up, and it'll actually make it thicken out higher up on the tree as well.
Out front, Charlie's planted her terracotta pot with some sage and rosemary. She's filling the container chiller with water, and the solar pump has been fitted.
Well, the sun's out. Quick, quick, test the pump. Can hear it. Oh, there we go. So the bottle will be there, so it'll just chill it down. Ooh, nice scented plants. Bit of fun.
Things are taking shape, so it's time to get the plants in. Chris spent a budget-busting £880 on his bountiful Mediterranean scheme. But first up are Emily's old pots.
It's all revamped. Now it's a case of arranging them. Now, we got the 2 key olives, which Chris wants sort of opposite each other, so either side of the patio doors. And then I'm going to arrange the smaller pots around it. So by putting pots together in groups, it's actually better for the plants. They give each other protection, so they don't dry out quite so quickly. So, but I will be putting the yucca towards the back because we don't want to spike ourselves. So let's release the yucca. Bang!
Nice.
There we go.
Look at that.
Lovely.
Out the front, Chris has the first of many plants that have inspired his design.
This is Salvia caradonna. This is one of my favourite plants. They'll probably flower from May or late May all the way through to August. And if you do give them a bit of a Chelsea chop in between then, they'll keep going for even longer. And they're a great plant for adding to basically any border because of the strong purple colour they give, but they're just really great at intermingling with other plants. And they're also great for just putting at the back of the border in a small garden because they'll come up against the fence or whatever, and they'll just soften everything up. And we've got quite a few in this garden. We've repeated them either side to give that symmetry all the way down. So I'd better go and pop it in.
With the pots now arranged on the Cotswold gravel, Charlie's rather excited by another of Chris's choices.
When you go onto a holiday in the Med, there's all these gorgeous aromas of the plants, and Chris has gone for a lot of plants that are going to give that, especially in this back corner where it's going to be really warm because the evening sun's there. And one that I love is this one here. It's known as Russian sage, Perovskia, and it's got this sort of bluey-green foliage that is sort of aromatic, but then you get these quite big panicles or spikes of blue lilac-y flowers that are slightly fluffy looking, and it just sort of flops and gently sort of merges in with the other planting. And I love the scent of their foliage. Really nice.
Choosing the right plants is key when designing a Mediterranean garden, and there's one particular species Charlie thinks is perfect for this space.
The colour planting scheme Chris has gone for is a very calming one, so using lots of greens, blues and whites, keeping it very elegant and calm. And just to give these contrasts, he's gone for this silver foliage convolvulus. It's got the white flowers and got these very blue-green glaucous leaves. Makes like a mat of foliage and white flowers that flower on and off through the summer. Likes free draining soil, and it just sort of gives a contrast to the dark purple stems of the salvias and the other foliage that's in the garden.
And as the team close in on the finish line, the fresh turf that cost around £100 goes down, and Charlie's wine chiller planter is also in position.
Bottle of wine, being chilled by the water, and very handy when Emily and Maurice are just sat here enjoying the evening sunshine, chilling.
But there's one more impressive specimen to take centre stage.
The last piece of the puzzle. Time for the Aeonium to slip into its new home. Perfect. So this Mediterranean urn, it's got this really nice patina on it, all kind of colours, blues and greens. Looks like it's been at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea for years. And it's going to be nice when you have friends up here. It kind of just gives you a bit of a focal point and a talking point because we've got this massive, massive Aeonium in the middle. It's so unusual. It almost doesn't even look real. It's so fleshy and amazing. Now, you've got to be a bit careful with these. You do need to take them in over winter because they are tender, but if you've got a nice warm summer, you can keep them out like this and they'll just go crazy and they'll spill out over the pot. And if you pinch off a bit of the foliage down here, stick it in a pot or in a glass of water until some roots come through, and you've got another plant. Easy.
After a little brushing and some more planting, the garden is finished.
Well, I think we did quite well today.
I think you've done amazingly. I mean, £2,500? I mean, what? You can't go wrong.
I know. There's all these simple little tricks, like breaking the garden up into different rooms and some key feature elements. Let me judge it all up a bit.
That is just the bee's knees. I mean, the pot, gorgeous. The Aeonium on the top, wow. And they just go together so well.
I agree, it is really nice. And all these little details, like the pebbles, it just makes it look really well considered. So in a small space, if you have all these little details, kind of just makes you take a breath and take it all in. I can't wait to get them out here.
Yeah.
Shall I go and get them?
I think so.
Come on.
Well, thank you, sir.
After you.
When the team arrived, this new build garden consisted of nothing but patio, old turf and a bland pathway. It certainly didn't bring the sunshine into Emily and Maurice's lives. But after working with a £2,500 budget, it's been transformed. A sleek patio bordered by gravel and topped with terracotta pots full of fragrant herbs gives the first taste of the Mediterranean garden that lies ahead. From there, a decorative pebble walkway leads to a stepping stone path that divides the lawn into two. On each side, pencil cypress trees frame the space and draw the eye to the focal point Mediterranean entertaining zone with its two timber-topped benches and planting beds that bring a flavour of holidays abroad. Finally, the star attraction, a Mediterranean urn bursting with colour and bordered by a square of inlaid pebbles to finish the garden off.
There they go.
But what will Maurice and Emily make of it all?
Without any further ado, open your eyes.
Wow. My
Oh
Oh my goodness.
That genuinely looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm really impressed.
Oh my goodness,
I'm
thank
really
you
impressed.
so
Take that.
much.
Oh my goodness.
I love it.
I love this. This is so Mediterranean.
So Charlie's actually spruced up a lot of your pots here.
Okay, yeah.
So we
This
kind
is
of...
so pretty, this.
Yeah, I know. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Replanted some things. We've also got your two olive trees in the pride of place.
Yeah.
They've been repotted with some nice new compost.
Okay, good.
And they're going to help frame the views.
Yeah, they do.
It does look like a holiday garden in the Mediterranean.
Wow.
Paving slabs.
It looks so much better.
It looks amazing.
You recognise them? They're the same ones.
Better.
Recycled, jigged
Yeah.
around, and kind of, it just makes it a bit more informal, doesn't it?
It
So
really
the gravel and the
does.
pots, their little clusters.
That patio, that's all their own slabs, just rearranged, bit of gravel. It looks amazing, absolutely amazing.
Why don't you take a walk through?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my good. I can't believe it's the same garden. I just can't believe it.
It does look like a
Just
completely
cannot
different
believe
garden.
It.
Now, what do you think about this planting in here?
It's just absolutely beautiful.
And the cypress trees.
Please,
cypress trees.
come on now.
They kind of give you this
They
nice
really
view
give
frame
that
view.
structure, don't they? What we wanted.
Then you can hop across these,
Okay.
and we move into kind of the main feature of the garden.
Yeah, I just absolutely love it.
Take a seat on your new bench.
this is like...
This,
I mean,
Yeah.
I've literally never seen anything like it. It's absolutely amazing.
I mean, I love that pot. Beautiful.
What plant is this?
So this is an aeonium. You do often see them growing in the med, but they're like growing all out, spilling over things, and they get quite tall as well. And that pot, I mean...
It's just
like
amazing. It's going to be the talk of the town, isn't it?
It does feel a lot brighter up here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Even though the sun's not out.
Exactly.
There is one other final thing. Charlie's actually made something special for you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes.
A little herb garden in
Oh.
here, in the terracotta planter, and a bottle of wine for you, in a little wine cooler.
Oh, that's
Now,
so nice.
if the sun was just going to poke its way through those clouds, our solar panel would make this tap run cold water onto it.
No.
Yeah. So it just been a little bit unfortunate.
Oh, my goodness.
But it does work. A little copper pipe. It's really cute. So if
That
you
is
sat
so
there,
cool.
You don't have to have a debate about who's going back to the fridge to get the wine.
It's absolutely amazing. I don't want to leave. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to
well,
sit.
you don't have to. You live here. It's okay.
No, it is your garden. Definitely your garden.
I'll leave you to it. I'll leave you to it. You can enjoy it, soak it all up.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Chris.
No, that's all right.
Thank you, Chris.
We're absolutely over the moon.
Thank you.
They won't want to go on holiday again. I'm sure they will.
We can just spend so much more time together out here,
Yeah.
relaxing.
We can get our friends and family over there and just really enjoy the garden. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. We just can't wait to open a bottle of fizz now,
Yeah.
I think.
Well, can you buy a piece of prized art for less than 200 quid? Well, they'll have a good go at it. Antiques Road Trip on BBC Two now. Here will it be the luck of the Irish, Austria v Northern Ireland in the Women's Euros. That's next.